Okay, this is the second video looking at questions 11 to 20. So, Nummer 11, meine Damen und Herren. So, wer ist das hier? So, we're talking about the photograph that we looked at in number 10. So, wer is German for who? Ist das, is that, here? Who is that here? So, the kind of answer, das ist meine Mutter, that's my mum. Das ist mein Vater, that's my dad. That's mein älterer Bruder, that is my older brother. Das ist Jack. Ist 15 Jahre alt. Okay, that sort of thing. So, as well as just saying, for example, who it is, you probably want to sort of say a little bit more about them. Talk about how old they are, maybe even talk about what sort of things they like, and so on. Das ist Jack. Spielt gern Fußball. He likes playing football. And so on. Okay? So try and get beyond just saying who it is. Right, now the next question, Nummer 12. Wo warst du im Foto? Now, wo warst du? Where were you in the photo? So, where were you? So, obviously, if you're talking about holiday, ich war, I was, or wir waren, we were. Ich war in Spanien, in Italien, in Wales. Ich war in Schottland. Or being more specific, ich war in Seville in Spanien. Und dort habe ich sehr viel genossen. I enjoyed it very much there. Es hat mir sehr gut gefallen. So always look for opportunities to go beyond just giving a direct answer to this question here, or any question for that matter. Always look to give reasons as to, or anything, express opinion. Ich mochte es sehr. I liked it very much. Das hat mir sehr gut gefallen. That another way of saying I liked it very much, and so on. So always get those sort of things in there. Okay, Nummer 13. Was kann man in Seville machen? I don't know, I suddenly picked on Seville, but there we go. What can you do in Seville? Man kann, or in Seville, kann man, okay, einkaufen gehen. You can go shopping. Dort kann man auch, there you can also, also die Altstadt besuchen. I know Seville is meant to be very, very beautiful. So let's just sort of, it's not a specific answer to the question directly, but if you were listing things, this could be one of the structures that would come in use. Dort kann man auch. There you can also. Okay, so you would have started off with something else here in terms of listing, and then this may be the second sentence, for example. Okay, Nummer 14. Was gibt es in Seville? What is there in Seville für Touristen, for tourists? Okay, es gibt viele Geschäfte, zum Beispiel. So es gibt viele, and then Geschäfte. Okay, remember the umlaut over the A. For the sake of time, I'm not going to put it over, but remember the two dots over this. Es gibt viele Restaurants, many restaurants, cafes, Sehenswürdigkeiten, things worth seeing, and so on. Okay. And as always, guys, always go beyond just listing. Okay. For example, es gibt viele Geschäfte, damit man viel einkaufen kann, so that one can buy a lot. Always put a reason in there. Try and get an obwohl in there, or a wenn, or a weil. Or even give an extra opinion. Es gibt viele Geschäfte. Ich denke, dass es gut für die lokale Wirtschaft ist. I think that is good for the local economy, weil, and then so on and so on. Right, Nummer 15. Wie ist die Landschaft? Wie means how, so how is the landscape in? Okay. Es ist sehr bergisch. Es ist sehr bergisch, mountainous, for example. Okay, so bergisch means mountainous. Es ist sehr schön. Es war sehr wunderschön. Or we're still doing it in the present here with ist, general statements. You could talk about other things to do. Es gab or es gibt, Entschuldigung, Wälder, forests, and so on. Okay, Nummer 16. Wie war das Wetter? Okay, so the answer, das Wetter war or es war. Okay, das Wetter war sehr sonnig. Das Wetter war jeden Tag sehr sonnig. The weather was very sunny every day. Obviously, you could also start off with a time phrase there. Jeden Tag war das Wetter sehr gut. Every day the weather was very good. Okay. Es regnet oft. Often rains. Sorry, I've just gone back into the present tense. It should be in the past tense. Es hat viel geregnet. Okay, we learned that quite recently. Es hat sehr oft geschneit. It snowed huge amounts, very often, literally. Häufig hat es viel geschneit. Frequently it snowed, and so on. Okay, now remember we looked at Wie war das Wetter in quite a bit of detail. Okay, and also remember it's the past tense. Right. Now, machst du viele Fotos? Machst du viele Fotos auf Urlaub? Literally, do you do many photos on holiday? We would say in English, of course, do you take many photos on holiday? So, ich mache viele Fotos auf Urlaub. Okay, so auf Urlaub. And then move zum Beispiel. Entschuldigung. Zum Beispiel über. Okay, remember the umlaut over the U, this one. Über meine Familie, meine Freundin und sowas. Die Landschaft. Okay. So say that you take a lot of photos, but then give examples of what you actually take photos of. Whether it's friends, family, landscape, and also, as I say, as I've always said, giving reasons as to why you take those particular photographs. Okay, war die Landschaft mich sehr viel interessiert, because the landscape interests me a lot, for example. Okay, Nummer 18. Hast du viele Länder besucht? So, first perfect tense sentence here, past tense. Okay, remember, don't put a G in front of past participles which begin with BE. So, have you many countries visited? Have you visited many countries, that means? All sorts of answers there. Ich bin nie im Ausland gewesen. I've never been abroad. So we could, for example, if you've never been abroad, ich bin nie oder niemals im Ausland. I've used the verb gewesen from sein. I suppose you could have also said, ich bin nie ins Ausland gefahren. I've never been abroad. I've never gone abroad. Notice that if you use gefahren, okay, you need ins instead of im. Okay, because that fahren is movement. Right. So you could do that. Hast du viele Länder besucht? You could, if you have, you could list the countries you've been to. Ich habe USA, Canada, Australien, Japan, China, Russland, Africa besucht. So you've listed them, and then obviously having done that, so you've done your Ich habe blah 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 besucht, then you could start talking about what you liked in particular, which regions of the world. So, ich habe, for example, Canada. Ich habe going to word it this way. Ich habe besonders gern, particularly, I liked Canada. Hopefully I get this right. Gehabt. Ich habe besonders gern Canada gehabt. Particularly like Canada, weil es so bergisch und interessant ist. Yeah, because it's so mountainous and interesting. Try and get better answers than mine. I'm just sort of thinking off the top of my head as I go through this video. Try and make it a special, that your answer special to you, as it were. Right, Nummer 19. Hast du ein Lieblingsland für den Urlaub? Have you a favourite country for holiday? Which I kind of touched on here. This is the other point that I'm making here. Even though there's a list of a whole lot of questions here, okay, if you, for example, you take number 18 and you go on and on and on and on, and you're putting loads of tenses in there, loads of opinions, etc., you might find that you start covering questions that could have come up later. And that's a good thing. The more that you are dominating the conversation with tenses, opinions, and so on, the tractor points, the more points you're going to score, the better grades you're going to get. Anyway, Nummer 19. Hast du ein Lieblingsland für den Urlaub? So, a favorite country. So, mein Lieblingsland. So, you got mein Lieblingsland. Make sure you spell it right, unlike me, if you were having to. My favorite country is Österreich, weil es so bergisch und interessant ist. My favorite country is Austria because it's so mountainous and interesting. I love Austria. I've only been there once, and I had a fantastic time there, so I love the place. Anyway, mein Lieblingsland ist Spanien, weil es unheimlich sonnig ist, because it's incredibly sunny. Mein Lieblingsland ist Italien, weil ich das Essen mag, because I like the food, and so on. Nummer 20. Was isst du gern auf Urlaub? What do you like eating on holiday? Okay, so there's two parts to this question. So, ich esse gern, I'm going to say it for simplicity's sake here, pizza. Okay, because everyone likes pizza, don't they? Okay, ich esse gern Pizza, weil es, for the sake of arguments, weil es gut or lecker schmeckt. So schmecken, to taste. Okay, and we could have had weil es lecker ist, even, because it's tasty. Right, okay. Now, so we got that, ladies and gentlemen. That's and down here. Probierst du, let's just bring this down here. Probierst du neue Sachen oder Spezialitäten? Do you try, like the English word probe, to probe something, to try it, neue, new things or specialities? Ja. Ich probiere, okay, let's just put that down here. Ich probiere neue Sachen, weil es sehr wichtig ist, because it's very important. I don't know where I'm going with this, but here we go. Because it's very important. Die Kultur, the culture, der of anderen Nationen, nations, Ländern zu, right, you can simplify it, make it a lot easier than mine, to respektieren. Right, that's a little bit convoluted, but there we go. I try new things because it's very important to respect the culture of the other nations, literally, of other nations. You probably could come up with a far better answer than that. Okay, so that's the end of number 2.